Good evening, everyone. This is Debbie Henderson from Debbie's Designs. Welcome. This is Tuesday Techniques or Techniques Tuesday, which I hold once a month on the first Tuesday of the month. I'm going to give everybody a few seconds to chime in. Okay, we're going to get started. So today is Technique Tuesday, episode number 8. So that means I've been doing this for 8 months now because I do it once a month. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Virginia. So tonight I'm going to be using a coffee filter for the technique. And that's what it's called. It's called the coffee filter technique. And we're going to create 2 cards. And what I'm doing is the background that you see here. And because I used the red on this one, I'm going to use blue on the next card just to show you a little variation in the color. And what I am using is the Brusho Colors. And what I did on this one is I actually used the red with just a little bit of yellow. And tonight I'm going to use the blue with a little bit of green. Now, before we get started, I wanted to make a couple announcements. As most of you know, the holiday catalog goes live tomorrow. I just sent out my monthly newsletter with a whole bunch of giveaways for tomorrow till September 15th. And I just wanted to show you what I'm giving away. Anybody that orders, or the first person that orders $250 or more is going to get the Alpine Adventure stamp set with the coordinating dies. So this starts tomorrow. First person to order that much. And then I went by dollar amounts. Anybody that ordered $60 to $99, you're going to get their Swirls and Curls embossing folder for free. Anybody that orders $100 to $149 will get the chicken wire and the festive farmhouse elements. And then anybody that orders $150 or more will get the take your pick tool. So I have a whole bunch of giveaways. So if you're subscribed to my newsletter, that's going out at 8:30 tonight, my time. So you'll be getting that in your email. And then I have a few door prizes. I have some sampler packets that I've made up and other things. So it's very exciting. And if you guys are not working with a demonstrator and you need a catalog, please contact me. I have lots of catalogs that I can give away. Okay, now for this technique, I'm actually going to remove the paper pad underneath because I'm going to use my counter because I'm going to get it all wet. So let me show you. So the colors I used on these ones were Early Espresso, Old Olive, and then the layer that we're using that's white is actually photo paper, not glossy paper. The photo paper has different properties than the glossy paper, so it won't work as well. And I also wanted to state that this technique that I'm showing you tonight actually comes from Dina Cowell from the Split Coast Stampers. She showed us how to do this last week and it's very neat. I'm also using Balmy Blue and this is 4 inches by 5 1/4. We're making 2 cards, so I have 2 pieces. Oh, and don't forget to share my video tonight if you want to take a chance on winning these 2 cards. Blueberry Bushel for the card bases, 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. And then I have some white for stamping, and I have the Cucumber Crush for stamping. I'm going to show the rest of the products after I do the technique because I'm going to have to allow this to dry. So we need spritzer. A spritzer with water. So again, I'm using the blue and the green Brusho. All I'm going to do is sprinkle. You probably won't see this on the camera. You will once I start adding water. And now I'm going to saturate this. And you can see the color starting to peek through. Now I'm going to add more color. I want to fill this up with color. So make sure if you're doing this on your work area that you don't have anything you want to splatter laying around. So you can see this is very wet. Just going to add a little bit more of the green. And then I'm going to bring in the photo paper. And this is the Glossy Photo Paper. I'm going to lift this up, put the paper down, and I'm just going to let it sit there just so it'll absorb the color. Okay, I need a little bit more. I want to make sure it's going to fill up with color, and it's okay to have some white spaces. Look how pretty that is. Now, something really neat that she did, let me put this back down. I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Pierce mat just to put this on. She actually took a whole roll of paper towel and just went like this over it, just to wipe it. Isn't that neat? So it doesn't mess it up. So I'm going to put this one aside. And I'm just going to add a little bit more water. And we're going to do a second one. So you could do this over and over. And each one is going to turn out differently. Okay, and that's number 2. Let me throw this away. I'm just going to do 2. And again, I'm going to need the paper towel and just run it over. Now let me show these to you side by side. Look how different they are. So isn't that a quick way to do a background? Okay, now I just need to clean up my area. I'm going to spritz with water to make sure I get all the color. So this is really not that messy. Okay, let me just bring in some wipes so I can wipe my fingers. Karen, if we don't own Brusho, do you think we could use re-inkers? That I am not sure. I've only tried it with the Brusho. You'd have to experiment. I'm thinking what you could do, maybe, don't take my word for it, you might be able to mix some of the re-inker with alcohol, with rubbing alcohol, or maybe just water even, so it doesn't dry as quick, and try it that way, but no promises. Okay, I'm going to bring my pad of paper back in. So now while that dries, let me show you what else I'm using. So I'm using the Winter Wood stamp set, and I've got the large tree, and I need the other trees also. I forgot to take that one out. So this is the Winter Woods. It's in the holiday catalog. I love that there's little birch trees, and then there's a little pine cone, some needles. It's a really great set. And then I'm using the Merry Christmas to All. I'm using the little frame. And then Season's Greetings from Our Home to Yours. I'm using the Everyday Label Punch. And I've gone ahead and cut out all of the die cut pieces that I need, except for the tree, just so you don't have to watch me cut everything out. So I've got 2 of these little branches, 2 of the white ones, and I've gone ahead and stamped the pine cones. I stamped twice without re-inking so that I would have 2 that are much lighter. So let me put all of these down. I am going to need this die. I love these little branches right here. They're so cute. And let me bring in my card bases. I'm going to see if I can sneak my cards in so you guys can see them. And what we'll do is prepare everything ahead of time. And by then, hopefully, the backgrounds will be dry. Okay, so let me go ahead and glue the Balmy Blue to the Blueberry Bushel card bases. So I'm doing 2 cards at once. I'm anxious to see all these elements with the blue background to see what a difference it's going to make. And whoever wins these cards when I draw your name for sharing my video, you'll get to tell me which ones you want, the blue or the red. Okay, now I'm going to bring in the inks I'm using: Blueberry Bushel, Call Me Clover, and Early Espresso. So I'm using the Call Me Clover for the large tree. Sandy, what size is the magnetic rubber for the dies? Oh, do you mean inside of my case? This one here? I cut mine 5 inches by 7 because when I get my sheets that I order on Amazon, they're actually 10 inches long. So I just cut them in half at 5. So 5 by 7. And then they have adhesive on the back and they stick right into the case. I'm hoping that's what you mean. Okay, now I'm going to bring the Big Shot in. I just need to use that one time tonight. And I'm going to cut out the evergreen tree. Okay, and there's my tree. Look how pretty that is with the tone-on-tone ink. Okay, now let me see how these are drying pretty well. I'm going to be able to use them in a minute. Okay, now let's go ahead and stamp the sentiment. This one is going to be with Early Espresso. Whoops, let me try that again. I pressed too hard. I must have ate my Cheerios this morning. And that's with the Everyday... Oh, look what I did this time. It fell right in the ink pad. Let's try that again. Strike 3, you're out, right? Okay, Sandy, yes, thank you. You're welcome. That's what you meant, is how big my magnets are to glue inside the case. That's what I thought you meant. Okay, so there's the one sentiment for this card. And then we get the 4 pine cones. Now, if you'll notice, I used red rhinestones on this card, which we do sell. In order to coordinate with the blue card, I wanted some blue rhinestones. I'm going to bring in my regular rhinestones, and I'm actually going to color them with my blends markers. And I need 8 of them. So I'm going to go ahead and color 8. And these dry immediately, but it'll give it a little bit more time to dry. So you can see how pretty that is in blue. You can turn these rhinestones into any color by using your blends markers. I think what I'll do is I'll glue them on now because I loosened a few and I don't want to lose them. And I'll show you a close-up once I get them all on. So there's that one. This leaf is going to be covered, so we don't need to do that one. So for those of you guys that are not demonstrators, you must be getting anxious to order some Christmas supplies out of the new holiday catalog. It's a very exciting time of year. Okay, now let me see if you can see how blue that is, how pretty that is. Pretty neat. Okay, now let me see. I think I can glue these in place now, so let me get started on that. Oh, and I just realized I do need the Big Shot one more time to cut out the greeting right here. So let me see if I can put some snail down. Yep, it's working. It's still a little wet, but it should work. So which one is your favorite? Do you like the blue one better or the red? I really like the red, but now that I've done the blue, I think I really like the blue. Now this one is a little bit, yeah, this one's a little bit more saturated. I'm going to get the liquid glue out. Because of course it's going to continue drying once I get it on the card base. But I don't want to keep you guys here all night, so I'm going to go ahead and glue it down. Oh, I love this one. It's so bright and vibrant. Okay, now what else do we have to glue? I need to go ahead and cut a piece of white for this because I just used it when I messed up on my stamping. Now let me just go ahead and measure that. Now this is 3 inches by 3 3/4. And this one is going to be for the, where's my other card? I lost my other card. Isn't that weird? It was right here. Anyway, it's going to be for the cluster of flowers. And that's going to go right in the center. Look how pretty this image is. It's so detailed. I love these trees. So simple, but so elegant too. Isn't that weird? I can't find my card. What did I do with it? You guys are gonna fire me. Let me just look. Oh, here it is. I must have done, I just threw it over there just to get it out of my way is what I did. Okay, now we're going to stamp the sentiment. Debbie, you were right. It was off to my left. You must have seen me throw it over there. Now I'm going to do the frame first. This is what live video is all about. Okay, and then I'm going to put that right in the middle. Nope, let's try that again. Okay, I did it this time. Woohoo! Let's bring the Big Shot in one more time. And I need the little label from this set. There's 2 labels that come with this die set also. Okay, Connie, yes, I used Glossy Photo Paper for the background. When the girl that demonstrated this to us said that the glossy paper that we buy through Stampin' Up does not have the same properties. So it does not work as well as the photo paper. I didn't try it, so I'm not sure. Okay, I'm going to leave these right there so I don't lose them again. I hope you guys aren't laughing at me. Now if I can find all my pieces, we'll be all set. Okay, I'm going to glue down the little brown branches. Oh, I love that on the blue. Wouldn't this make a nice water card too? Like fish or the little mermaid set that we have. Okay, that one goes there. Now I'm going to bring some Stampin' Dimensionals in to glue the tree on. I can see you guys are laughing at me. That's a good thing. I'm making you laugh at least. Here's that pretty little tree. And then the sentiment. Now I want this one up here. This is going to overlap on the tree a little bit, so I'm not going to add one in this corner because it's already going to be raised. And that's going to go right there. And then I'm going to glue one of these branches down. And I'm going to do that by tucking it in. And then we've got the 4 pine cones. There's 3 of them. And number 4. Phew, I thought I lost one. Now we've got the mini dimensionals. I'm adding them to, oh, I lost one already. Where did it go? You know what? I got glue all over my fingers. Okay, looks like this one's going to have 3 pine cones. I'll add it when I find it. I need to stop and wipe my fingers. Okay, who saw the pine cone take off on me? It went somewhere, left or right? So I just will add the cluster down here, and I won't add one up here till I find it. It's here somewhere. Okay, and this is pine cone number 3. Okay, so there's card number 1. So you guys can tell me if you like the blue one or the red one better. It's a hard choice. So now let's go with card number 2. And I'm going to glue down the trees. And that's going to go right in the middle. And then I'm going to bring in some cucumber crush ribbon and tie a bow. And I'm going to tie the bow way over to the left. So I'm anxious to try this technique with the other color choices that we have. I think it would be really pretty with the yellow and the red and the orange to do like a fall color, because we have some nice fall leaves in one of our stamp sets. Okay, there's my bow. I still don't like that. I don't like big loops on my bows. Okay, that's better. Let me just cut that down just a tad bit more. And then we have the little branch. And that is going to tuck down under the knot of the bow. Actually, I need to put that down just a, you know what, I'm going to wait on this because I need to add my sentiment first. I got ahead of myself. And the sentiment kind of goes halfway where the 2 layers meet. So right there. And now let me tuck this in. I need to move my bow over a little bit so that there's room for the branch. And that goes right under the knot. Okay, so that's card number 2. So what do you guys think of the blue rhinestones and the red ones? I like how we're able to color those with our blends markers. So that's card number 2 and then card number 1. So I hope you like both colors. So as I stated, we have 5 different Brusho colors to play with. So I'm going to do some more color combinations and I'll post those later for you guys. So that's it for tonight. I hope you loved this coffee filter technique. I think it's beautiful and it's so easy. And for those of you guys that are demonstrators and do classes, this would be a neat one to do for a techniques class. So thanks for joining me tonight, you guys. And don't forget, tomorrow we start ordering from the holiday catalog. If you earned some of the bonus coupons during the month of August, don't forget to redeem them. And I will see you tomorrow night for my Design with Debbie class. Have a good night, everyone.